Decades ago, I started growing food in my front and backyard, and I realized that my mission in life is to inspire and empower others to grow their own nutrient-dense, healthy organic food. Because of this, a lot of people have come to me with their gardening questions over the years, and that got me thinking, what if we put together a community that would help budding gardeners blossom? So I finally made the idea a reality with my Urban Farm U member program. Each month, your membership includes 3 live online events, a monthly class, a chit-chat with an expert, and a monthly coaching session, plus access to the experts on our member page and a significant discount on our signature courses. I'm deeply committed to transforming our global food system, and I do this by empowering you to grow your own food. The Urban Farm membership program is a simple way to get going. Please join me in transforming your food system today. To learn more, go to urbanfarmmembership.org or text membership to 33444. That's urbanfarmmembership.org or text membership to 33444.
You're listening to the Urban Farm Podcast, your partner in the Grow Your Own Food revolution. Whether you've just been introduced to urban farming or you're a lifelong advocate, we're sure you'll leave feeling more informed, equipped, and empowered to dig deeper into the soil of your local food economy. With you every step of the way, here's your host, Greg Peterson.
Today on the Urban Farm Podcast, we have Lawrence Parkhill of Veteran Farmers of America to talk about helping our returning veterans heal through farming and agriculture. Lawrence signed up for the infantry at the age of 16 when the towers fell and left at the age of 18 to go to Camp Pendleton. He was deployed twice to Iraq with India Company, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marines, and then extended his contract by 6 months to deploy with the Marine Corps Forces Special Operations Command to Afghanistan. Lawrence has a total of 5 years active duty as a machine gunner and got out as E5 with 2 Purple Hearts and a Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal with V Device for Valor. Lawrence is the president and co-founder of Veteran Farmers of America and also the National Maintenance Support Manager at Mission Produce in Oxnard, where he lives. Welcome to the show today, Lawrence.
Hey, Greg. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for your service. We all appreciate it. So I shared a bit about you. Can you fill in the blanks for us and share more about the path you took to get where you're at now?
Yeah, so I grew up in California and, Las Vegas, and I saw a lot of agriculture, but my family wasn't involved directly in it. But I was always kind of curious about it. And, as I prepared for boot camp and would train, I would see agriculture all around me, and it always interested me. So I started training to go to boot camp. I left, as you said, when I was 18 after I graduated high school, and trained up, deployed a few times, came back, trained up, deployed another time. You ended up deploying 3 times, and came back and didn't exactly know whether I was going to continue on in the Marine Corps and retire, or if what my plan was going to be. So I ended up getting out of the Marine Corps. I worked in a manufacturing company for a little while, and I went back to school in the GI Bill. And
good for you.
It wasn't until I came out to Ventura County and met Mary Marinville of SEAG, and she showed me a side of agriculture, and she had a lot of contacts up here, and that kind of what started to get the whole thing going. In the summer, when I was done with school, I was looking for, something to do, and I'd always kind of thought about how I could help other veterans figure out what they want to do with themselves when they get back. Mm-hmm. And the two ideas kind of collided, and here we are.
Wow.
So it's been a long road, but here we are.
Yeah, there you go. So there was some inspiration behind actually starting the Veteran Farmers of America, or the VFA. What was that spark that happened for you?
Well, it's funny. It's really camaraderie is what it is. I have a buddy who was a neighbor of mine that I met, and he actually was a Marine and a sniper during the Gulf War conflict in Somalia, and previous generation to me. And he was very similar to me. He was an electrician by trade, kind of bounced around, had some had his fair share of issues, and he got a house and actually planted a bunch of fruit trees in the backyard. Is maybe a third acre, big by California standards.
Yeah.
But
wow.
But not a sprawling farm, And he really enjoyed, going out there and planting them and picking the fruit and keeping. We had a ton of rabbits out there, keeping the rabbits out.
Right.
And it was, I think it was good for him. So that was kind of another instance where it seemed like there might be some similarities between military service and agriculture.
Right.
I mean, you're outdoors, you're used to the weather. In a way, if you think about it, you go from serving your country, to protect it, and then you're feeding it.
To serving your
and
company,
providing,
feeding it. Yeah.
Yeah, and providing food security for the country. So, I think a lot of the guys that come back can identify with that, and find that it's a good career path and a fulfilling one, both personally and financially.
Yeah. So how did the VFA start?
So I got to talking with Mary, and we kind of had this idea, and we founded it 4th of July 2013, and I was the guinea pig.
Wow.
They sent me. I wanted to know what the work was. Like I said, I'd seen the work, and I had been around, exposed to it, but I'd never actually done it. So I went to a small organic farm up in Ojai. I went to a lemon packing house here in Ventura County area. I went to Mission Produce. I started bouncing around and really getting a feel for what it is. And what I found was it's not what everyone thinks it is. It's not all just, harvesting, picking.
Yeah.
It's not all intense, hard manual labor. There's sales, transportation, finance. Legal support. There's just like any industry and any corporation.
Right.
There's
Exactly.
so many different facets of it that you never imagine when you're driving down the road watching people, harvest produce.
Right.
So that was a big surprise to me, and it kind of opens the doors for a lot of guys that maybe aren't, physically able due to, wounds they received in action.
Yeah.
They were able to, still do something in agriculture, still support the cause, feeding the country, but maybe from a desk or in a less physical capacity.
So that was the spark for you to start it. Then what happened?
Well, then it's funny. I was at an internship at a place, and I got called by the CEO of Mission Produce, and he kind of hired me. At first, I told him no, that I was working on building this nonprofit. And I had a lot of other places scheduled to go, but he was very persistent, and I ended up coming to work for him. And
wow, how cool is that?
Trying to do the job and contribute to the VFA as much as I can after hours.
Yeah. Cool. So what exactly does the VFA do?
So the VFA does, two things right now. We find internship placements for veterans. We have a list of community partners here in Ventura County, and we try to find a suitable location for a veteran to go to learn whatever it is he's interested in learning, whether it's animal husbandry or soils or water or marketing, sale, whatever he's interested in, management. We try to find a place that's going to be a good fit for both the company taking the veteran and or the veteran, whether it's a he or a she. We have males, females, all from younger guys and gals to older guys and gals. So it's pretty much the bulk of our program is giving them an internship, letting them feel out what it is at little or no risk to the place that we place them at, to the support, to the company, the farm, or agricultural leader that we send them to.
So they're actually volunteering.
They volunteer, but they're paid in a stipend, 80 hours. It's an 80-hour program. We try to get them a couple weeks and enough pay to take the burden off the farm and help the veteran, be able to take time off work or from his life or her life, and take the time to learn about agriculture. We also, a lot of times, guys are looking for job placement, and that's a component of it as well. Some guys, are looking to go to work. Some guys are looking to learn. Some guys are looking to learn and take what they learn back with them to their home farm if they have one, or to lease the farm and start their own farm. And some guys get it to get an idea of what they want to do in higher education. So.
Wow. So you're really offering a bunch of different opportunities for people to plug into their local food system and play, really. Yeah,
we want them to go out there, have fun, see what it's about, see if it's a good fit, and we're finding it is. A lot of the guys that we've placed in the last few years are still whether it's still in the industry, whether at the same place or not, depends, but sometimes they stay at their ag place where they did their internship. Sometimes they, go on and do their own thing.
Doing their own thing. So if I were to put you on the spot right now and ask you to tell us about one of the guys or gals out there that have just had a stellar experience, could you do it?
Sure. We have a guy named Paul. Paul Ranger. He actually works at Mission Produce. He came here to do an internship, and he was hired, basically on the spot. He's still working right now.
Wow.
And it's been, it's really, from his own words, he says it's changed his life, and, it's really helped him and his family sustain themselves.
Nice. So why is there a need for a program like the VFA?
Well, because of there's nothing out there that really offers transitional assistance that is in agriculture. VFA is the only program where we can take veterans, screen them, find out what their interests are, and then, set them up with a place in agriculture. To be honest, the armed forces, they have a TAPS class that you go to when you get out, but it's not enough. The guys, getting in there, getting trained, getting the job done, and then getting out comes last. So it's a shame, but without nonprofits like this, trying to find guys jobs and opportunities, that's where you start to see that 22 per day suicide rate.
Oh.
It's important that the people in the community that rely on that protection and support, they give some support back to these guys when they come back, and just help them get used to being a civilian again, reintegrating into society. Yeah.
So you mentioned 22 suicides a day, and that's for veterans, correct?
Right. Yeah. They say it's 1% of the population, but
wow,
20% of the suicides.
Yeah. Have you seen
22 per day?
Wow.
And you have the 20. You see on Facebook the 22 a day challenge where people are doing 22 push-ups, a day to kind of bring awareness about the situation. But it's a much higher percentage than regular population.
Yeah.
So, and that's there's post-traumatic stress. There's we got amputees. There's a lot of challenges that these guys face, traumatic brain injuries, and they do sometimes need a little extra, support and guidance,
or a lot.
In some cases, but a lot of times we find that the guys bring skill set and a attitude and that most employers are actually looking for.
Oh yeah.
Where you think that it's, it's not a charity, and none of the guys feel like it's a charity. I don't think, and none of our partners, seem that it's a charity. They're looking to hire these guys, and when they do, even if they just spend a couple weeks there, they see that they're not like their counterparts. They're willing to give, and they don't care about long hours or bad weather. Or they're used to all that.
Yeah. Wow. So Lawrence, if I was a veteran, where could I plug into your program at?
Well, you can find us on on our website, vetfarm.org. We're on Facebook. We find a lot of guys locally through job fairs and at the bases.
Oh, nice. And
community colleges. We're at vet centers. It's pretty easy to get in touch with us, and we're pretty responsive. Once we hear from somebody, we'll send them an application, get a meeting scheduled with them, give them a screening, and see what we can do to help them out.
Nice. And you're only based, you're based in California, though. What if I'm in Arizona? Do you have services?
It's funny that you say that. We've actually had some guys come out here and, from Texas and other places where they come out here, they bring a camper, or they,
oh, wow.
They get a hotel, or they figure they have a relative or something, and they do it. Like I said, currently we're only in Ventura County, and we don't offer any housing assistance as of yet, but it would be great if we could put a place together where we could offer that.
Yeah. Do you have plans of expanding nationally?
Yeah, we'd love to. Once we get Ventura County under wraps and get everything situated here, we'd definitely like to explore maybe an East Coast chapter, or find places where ag is prevalent and veterans are plenty. And so similar to the Veteran Farmer Coalition, they're I think out of Sacramento, and they've got chapters all over. So
oh wow.
They do a little different thing than we do, but it's a very good model that they have.
Yeah. Yeah. So what types of careers and jobs are available for our veterans in the agriculture industry?
It really depends. I mean, we've had guys come in that are interested in operating equipment and machinery, and we can, get them on a forklift. We can get them on a tractor. There's mechanics. We have a lot of CBs near us, so there's construction and mechanics. We get all kinds of work like that. We've also had accounting, admin people come through. They're interested in accounting and finance. Like I said, the ag industry is huge, and any component you can think of in any other industry is here in ag. There's, all kinds of stuff they can do.
Yeah.
Some guys are interested in, like organic and sustainable farming, and we got a couple places for that. Animal husbandry, if they're interested in raising animals. We've got an alpaca farm where they can
oh wow.
do alpacas or cattle. It's pretty much it's pretty extensive, the type of opportunity that's out there for them.
Yeah. Wow, cool. Well, I know there's so many components of agriculture, all the way from, coming up with the seeds and then growing them, and then you have to harvest them and package it, and distribution and marketing. So and you probably touch on all of those, don't you?
Yeah, transportation. We have guys who want heavy equipment operators that get trucking license and want to drive a truck. Sales, marketing.
Yeah.
It's all there. IT. We've got a couple of vets at our company that are IT guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's all there.
Perfect. So I'm sure this is helping veterans who are facing unemployment, challenges with mental health. I'm sure it reaches out to them, does it not?
It does, and there's a difference between a job and a career, and a career you love and a career you don't love.
Yeah.
When you're used to coming home and there's banners, saying that you're a hero and welcome home and parades and all these things, and then you get out, and when you potentially look at your qualifications based on what you've done, you're suitable to be a Walmart greeter. It's hard on somebody to go from what they were doing to some menial task of any kind.
Yeah.
So I think the important part of agriculture is that it provides that, that feeling of giving back and, food security and all that. And it's pretty a way for them to continue their service, really.
Yeah. When you said that about being a Walmart greeter and not, that made my heart heavy.
Yeah.
That made my heart
heavy. That's a lot of these guys, there are officers out there with college degrees that come out and, they run through the program as well. But a lot of these guys that haven't used their GI Bill yet, they're looking, when you're my MOS is a good example. When you get out as a machine gunner, there's not a lot of machine gunning going on out here anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to find a way to really highlight the skills that you do have when people look at a job that's in the an MOS, military occupational specialty. They don't see all the leadership, the training, that goes behind that, to get that sense of purpose mission accomplishment. There's a lot of things behind there that aren't stated in your job that you learn and you can apply. If you can lead a team of Marines, you can run a team of admin people in an office. Leadership is leadership.
Right.
So
yeah, exactly. Wow. So how many veterans have you been able to help so far?
Oh, well, help. We've got about 16, 17 veterans maybe that's come through the program. Right about now. We have 7 pending, I believe, that we're getting ready to find a good place for. And
nice.
We just got a $20,000 grant from Swords to Plowshares.
Oh, nice. Congratulations on that.
So, yeah, that was a San Francisco-based group up there. So they got us that, and that's going to get 20 veterans through the program.
Wow.
So that's what we're that's what it comes down to, right? Time and money.
Yep, exactly.
So funding has obviously been one of our challenges, as it is with any nonprofit.
Well, even for-profit. So
yeah, right. Got to have the capital.
Yep, exactly.
So that was a big that really got us going. So. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, yay. Anything else you want to share about the VFA?
I think we pretty much covered it for the most part.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
and it's a great program, and I invite everybody listening to, come find us, support us. We need volunteers, we need funding, we need veterans, we need farms, we need it all. So don't be afraid to come and help out.
And your website is vetfarm.org, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Perfect. Vetfarm.org. So I'm going to shift on you, and I'd like for you to talk about a time that you failed, how you overcame that failure, and what you might have learned from it.
Okay. Well, actually, it's somewhat recent. I started working for Mission Produce, and I didn't really, put a lot of. I got kind of sucked into a really busy job, a lot of hours, high stress, and I kind of put the VFA on a back burner, so to speak. And it got, so recently I moved over to maintenance and was able to get a little bit of a more regular schedule. Still put in my 8 to 10 hours or so, but after that have time. And I started this. We were under SEAG's umbrella, and I've recently incorporated and filled out, I'm filling out 501c3 status so we can be a standalone nonprofit. And that's been a challenge. And getting started, I really got to a point before we received that grant that I didn't know if we were going to be able to make it, And we hired a program director in August, and that's really helped. Of last year, August of last year, and that's that helped us get the program moving. But I mean, still, we're small and we're struggling to pay her salary. So that, but through persistence and waiting and, keep my head down and keep trudging, keep sending the paperwork back in, keep it back and forth and going. I think, we've got some other grants in the process, and the dedication is going to pay off.
Yeah.
So we're starting to move forward, and things are exploding. We're getting tons of press, and we're helping tons of people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and this is something you can't give up on. I can tell this is what you're here for now. So, yeah.
That means a lot to hear.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. So what do you consider your biggest success?
Oh, I think, when you talk to the guys that have been through the program and that have been working for a while, that's when it really comes home. I think when, a guy says that he changed his life and, and his kids have a future and, his wife's happy with him and, things are going great, great for him.
Yeah.
There's really nothing better than, hearing that. So that's why we're here, and that's why we do it. And, every single person that makes it through the program and gets a job or takes home some education or comes up with a plan or takes anything away from it at all, that's my biggest success at that time until the next one.
The next one. I hear you, man. I love getting the emails from people that just, they're giving me a high five, because I did something and it sparked their life. It changed their life. Right. So I hear you on that one. So what drives you?
Camaraderie, brotherhood, fellowship. That's all it comes down to for me. I mean, I've known a lot of guys that have come and gone, and just to be able to provide them with a chance, that's what drives me, So.
Nice. So what one final piece of advice do you have for our listeners?
Oh, look us up and don't give up on yourself. And, if you're not happy with what you're doing, change it. Life's short. Go out there and find something that makes you happy.
Yeah, that is powerful. If you're not happy with where you are, change it. Life's short. Wow. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show and sharing your experience with us today, Lawrence. It has been a treat getting to chat with you.
Thanks for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. So how can our listeners get a hold of you?
They can email me at lawrence@vetfarm.org. They can find us at the website, vetfarm.org. They can look us up on Facebook, Veteran Farmers of America, VFA. It's pretty much the best way.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your service, and thank you for doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us on the Urban Farm Podcast. Decades ago, I started growing food in my front and backyard, and I realized that my mission in life is to inspire and empower others to grow their own nutrient-dense, healthy organic food. Because of this, a lot of people have come to me with their gardening questions over the years, and that got me thinking, what if we put together a community that would help budding gardeners blossom? So I finally made the idea a reality with my Urban Farm U member program. Each month, your membership includes 3 live online events, a monthly class, a chit-chat with an expert, and a monthly coaching session, plus access to the experts on our member page and a significant discount on our signature courses. I'm deeply committed to transforming our global food system, and I do this by empowering you to grow your own food. The Urban Farm membership program is a simple way to get going. Please join me in transforming your food system today. To learn more, go to urbanfarmmembership.org or text membership to 33444. That's urbanfarmmembership.org or text membership to 33444.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Urban Farm Podcast. Remember to listen 3 days a week for tips, advice, and resources to help you on your journey with urban farming. You can find us on the web at urbanfarm.org or send us an email to podcast@urbanfarm.org. In the words of Vincent van Gogh, great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Be encouraged that with each lesson learned and skill developed, you are one step closer in the direction of your dreams.